Good morning, everyone. I think you're
Good
able to
morning,
hear
sir.
me now.
Morning, sir.
We had some connectivity issue. There was no power today morning, so that was the reason the class started a bit late. But anyways, I will end it on time so that other classes don't get delayed. Okay. Before I start, uh, how did you find yesterday's session? Yesterday, the person from Mumbai, Ashok Kumar, who introduced you to IPF, that is Investor Protection Fund. How did you find his lecture?
Good, sir.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, sir.
Nice one. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. Any other person?
So it was good, sir.
Murali, can you speak a bit louder? I can't hear you.
So it was good, sir.
It was good. Okay. So why the reason I'm asking is I have to convey the feedback to him. That is the reason I'm asking. Two more people, please. Quickly, please give feedback about only two more people about yesterday's session so that we can continue.
So for yesterday's session, sir, there are some things which we were not knowing about the stocks, sir. So we learned about it.
Like,
So like you said that that red color and green color you showed no, sir, that blue color day after before that we learned, sir.
okay.
That we learned, and about he told about his experience. Like sometime we lose and sometime we learn. So it was useful, sir. Like sometime always we won't gain, sir.
Right.
It depends on us how we invest in the stock by analyzing all the things.
Right. Right. So whatever he said, I'm going to discuss everything in detail. Okay. Whatever we discussed, I'm going to discuss everything in detail. In due course of time, very soon I will also be one of the panel members on that particular board. Okay. So I'm into that process. So we will get more information, or I'll be able to get more access to that particular area wherein I can give you more live information. It may not happen to this particular batch, that's you, but probably the next batch, definitely I will be one of the panel members. So let us see what happens during that time. Okay. Anyways, so we'll start from where we had stopped. Okay. I think in my previous class, I did mention to you about did mention to you that what are the pioneering features of NSE over BSE, right? So what are some distinctive features that NSE has an edge over BSE is what we have seen in the previous classes. Okay, in this particular slide, I did leave around 2 points. One is the fourth point from below, that is what I left. Okay, and the fifth point from below, that is what I left. Okay, so all these 2 points I'll be covering in due course of time because they have to be dealt in detail. So I'll take up whenever we have to go there, right? Somebody's on a chat. Your voice is low, Ashwini. Okay. Ashwini, are you able to hear me now?
Yeah, yes, sir. Now I'm here.
Is everyone able to hear me properly?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
I think then Ashwini, probably something is wrong with your connectivity. Please check it. Okay. Anyways, so
Yeah.
this is what we have seen in the previous classes. We'll go a step further. Today I am going to show you exactly what happens behind this particular market. Okay. Why is slide not changing? So today we are going to see what goes behind that particular NSE office. What are the processes involved? Okay, who are the people who are involved in this particular activity? All this is what we are going to see in the next couple of slides. Now, for our simplicity's sake, we assume that NSE, the building as such, NSE is what we can see from outside, or for that matter, BSE also is what we can see. But who are the entities, or who are the people who are working behind it, and what is their role is what we are going to understand in today's classes. So for us, only the picture that we can see is only NSE, but what goes behind, what happens behind this, behind the scene is what we really don't know, and that is what we are trying to find out here. Okay. Something wrong with the slide. Yeah. So today what we are going to discuss is we are going to discuss about who are the people, who are the entities who are involved in various activities. Now for people like you and me, when we put an order for shares, suppose I want to buy 100 shares of Asian Paints, right? So I just put an order of order of 100, and whatever is the share price of Asian Paints, I just put it. Okay, the order goes. But what exactly happens behind the scene is we really don't know, and that is what we are going to understand. Okay, so once the order reaches NSE, what will NSE do is they will filter out the order. Okay, they will filter out the order, in the sense they will say how many people are buying Asian Paints in this time, at this moment of time, how many people are buying in shares of Asian Paints. So probably Mrunali is buying, or Rashmi is buying, or Rohin is buying, and somebody is also selling. Probably I am selling the shares of Asian Paints. Okay, now the reason is you are buying because you feel that the share is likely to go up. This is your perspective, this is your hope, this is your sentiment. On the other hand, I am thinking that the market for Asian Paints is going down because it is facing competition from Berger Paints, from Bombay Paints, from many other companies. So I feel that Asian Paints is losing out its market. So I don't want to keep the share. I want to sell the share. So always remember, whenever a trade takes place, there has to be a seller who feels that the share price is not going to go beyond this further point. So he wants to sell it. On the other hand, we need to have buyers who are very optimistic and who feel that the share price will go up. So we need these two type of people, or these two type of people with different mentalities is what we require. Now, what will NSE do is they will filter out the order. They will see how many people are buying Asian Paints. So they categorize those buyers under one head. How many people are selling Asian Paints? They categorize those particular people under a different head. So what happens is NSE just filters out this particular information and passes this information to the other entities that you can see on the screen. So we have the first entity called as National Securities Clearing Corporation of India Limited. Okay. Next we have the clearing members. Next we have custodians, clearing banks, depositories, and PCM, that is what we call as professional clearing members. So these are the people who are actually involved, okay, who work behind the scene or who work behind the curtain to see to it that you get the desired number of Asian Paint shares and you pay money for that. And if I am selling Asian Paints, I should sell Asian Paints and I should get my money back. So a buyer should get the shares and the NSE should receive money. On the other hand, for me, NSE should receive the shares and pay me the money. So this entire network, okay, is being managed by all these people. In greater detail, we are going to understand what these people actually do about, right? Now, first of all, we'll just try to understand what these entities are. So NSCCL, that is National Securities Clearing Corporation of India Limited. Okay, it is a 100% subsidiary of NSE. It was started in 1995 and started its operation in 1996. Okay, what is the purpose of establishing this? First of all, to sustain confidence in clearing system. That means no person should be denied any shares if he has purchased it, and no person should be denied money if he has sold the shares. So it is acting like a guarantee corporation. So to sustain confidence in clearing and settlement of securities, promote and maintain short, consistent settlement cycles. Short settlement cycles means you should get your shares within 2 days, or you should get your money within 2 days. If you delay it, then it has no value. Clear? So the the statement that they give is you should give water to that particular person who is thirsty now. Don't give him water after 2 days. Then don't give him water after some time. Then it's of no use. Whenever the person needs water, that is the time you should give him water, right? So NSCCL works on the similar conditions. If you want the shares should immediately be transferred to you, and if you want money should be easily transferred to you. So in other words, short cycles is the work of this particular entity. Next is counterparty risk guarantee. That means, as I said, if all of you are buying Asian Paints, and if no person is selling Asian Paints, from where will NSE give those shares, right? And if NSE does not have the share, from where will it give? since you are trading on NSE and there is one entity called as NSCCL, its job is to guarantee your trade. That means even if you have put the order for 100 shares of Asian Paints for say 200 rupees per share, and if the shares are not available with NSE, it is NSE's duty to get the shares from anywhere in India and give it to you at 200 rupees. Even if somebody is selling the share at probably 400 or 500 rupees, NSE will still buy the shares from those entities, okay, and then they will give it to you. So it is acting as a counterparty risk guarantee system. That means if you are a buyer and if you have paid the money, you will definitely get the shares. And if you have sold the shares, you will definitely get your money back. So it is a very a complacent, and it's a very stringent operations that they perform, and it's basically a risk guarantee system. Next is, it's a very tight risk containment system. That means they will try to see that nobody enters or nobody makes any fraudulent activities in such a system. Okay, so this was the main purpose of establishing NSCCL. Then we have some of the functions here. It clears all trade. We have something called as pay-in and payout of securities. Now, once I come to the diagram of this particular entity, I will tell you what exactly happens in this particular system. Okay, on similar basis, we have clearing members. Who are the clearing members? Okay, who are custodians? I want you to just go through this quickly because I have to explain you the process of how actually share trading happens and what happens behind the scene. That is what I want to explain you today. So quickly go through this particular slide. So in today's market, these are the companies who are, or these are the banks who are empaneled or who are approved as clearing members. So we have RBS. RBS stands for Royal Bank of Scotland, RBS. Then we have Citibank, Deutsche Bank, HDFC Bank, HSBC, ICICI, IndusInd Bank, Infrastructure and Leasing and Financial Services Limited. Then we have SCB, that is Standard Chartered Bank, State Bank of India, and Stock Holding Corporation of India. So these are some of the entities or companies who have been registered or who have been empaneled, okay, under NSCCL to act as custodians. Okay, now custodian is a person who is responsible for safely keeping the securities. Okay, his job is to maintain the securities in a physical form and to keep a custody of it. That means it is their duty to see to it that shares are available with them at any given moment of time, because if somebody requires it, they should easily give those shares to that particular entity. So their duty is to keep safe and safe custody of securities. Securities means shares. Okay. Then we have some clearing banks also. Clearing banks, their job is to clear the amount and receive the amount and clear the amount for payment, and receive the amount and clear the amount for transfer of shares. So that is what they do. So there are some clearing banks that operate in India. There are 13 clearing banks that operate in India. I think the name is clearly mentioned to you. One is Axis Bank, Bank of India, Canara Bank, Citibank, HDFC, HSBC, ICICI, IDBI, okay, IndusInd, Kotak Mahindra, Standard Chartered, and SBI. So these are 13 approved banks, okay, which act as clearing banks under NSCCL. Okay. Then we have depositories. Depository is a person whose job is to convert physical form of shares into electronic form of shares and then transfer these shares into your account. See, it's very simple. If I have to explain you the term depository, it is something like your internet banking account. Okay, so whenever you have internet banking or whenever you want to make an NEFT transfer, what do you do? From your account, you give an instruction to transfer money to somebody else's account, right? So there is no physical movement of cash that is happening from your account to his particular account. Money has been transferred through electronic format. On similar basis, the way money is transferred, today shares are getting transferred from one account to another account. Suppose I am buying the shares. Suppose I am buying the shares. So if I'm buying the shares, I will never get the physical delivery of the shares. What will happen is I have to open two accounts. One account will be called as a demat account, wherein I will receive shares in an electronic format, right? And the mechanism in which, or for that matter, if I want to trade in those particular shares, if I want to again sell those particular shares, then I cannot do it from demat account. I have to open a trading account for it. So it is basically two accounts have been joined, and you will get a demat and a trading account. So in a demat account, you can receive shares in an electronic format. Okay, but if you want to trade into shares, you will have to open a trading account, right? So that is the job of a depository. And in India, there are two depositories which have been registered. One is called NSDL, that is National Securities Depository Limited, and second is Central Depository Services Limited. So we have two depository participants who act in India, okay, and whose job is basically to convert physical form of shares into electronic form of shares and transfer those shares into your account. So this is the job of the depository. Okay, now I think this was the same screen that was shown to you yesterday. This is a screen from Bombay Stock Exchange. Okay, so all the shares have been are seen. Okay, we have the two Sensex that are visible here. Can you see these two Sensex? So one is Bombay Stock Exchange, which is trading at 16,032. Okay, and then we have S&P. S&P is a company who makes the calculation for NSE. Okay, so S&P is nothing but Standard and Poor. Okay, so the name of the company is Standard and Poor. They make all the calculations for NSE, and that's the reason it is called S&P CNX Nifty. So it was trading at this particular level, right? And we have all the prices of different shares that are available, and this is the order book. Okay, so this is how you put the order. Okay, just a minute. This is how you put the order. Okay, these are the prices that are available. In fact, I wanted to show you this live screen, but today, unfortunately, Saturday, markets are closed on Saturday, Sunday. But I will definitely show you the live screen on coming Monday. So our class is during the trading time, so I'll definitely be able to show you how the actual trading screen looks like. So as of now, this is how the trading screen looks. You can just take a look at it. On Monday, I'll definitely show you the live trading screen. Okay. Now, this is what I wanted to discuss today. Now, from your exam perspective, you will get a sure shot question of around 10 marks, which says, okay, elaborate on the clearing or the settlement process at NSE. This question is often been asked. So if the question is been asked, you need to draw this particular diagram with the exact arrow markings. And apart from that, once you draw this particular diagram, you can see that there are 11 points altogether. So what do these 11 points mean? You have to give an explanation. So this diagram and these particular 11 points is what you need to write down as far as your 10 marks question is concerned. Now I'm not going to tell you what these 10 points are. In fact, I'm going to explain you all those 11 points in this particular slide itself. Okay. So let us start with this particular slide. Okay, so let us say Rohit is there with us, okay, and Rohit wants to buy that particular share. So we'll take only the example of buying. Okay, when we reverse the process, the example becomes for selling of shares. So we'll see how Rohit wants to buy this particular share, right? Now, when Rohit gives a order, okay, let us first ask Rohit, can you unmute your mic, please?
Yes, sir.
Which is your favorite share or favorite company that you would like
Z
to buy?
Z
Which one?
Entertainment. Z Entertainment.
Z Entertainment Limited. Okay, Zeal. What is the price of the share?
180.
180. Just check
Yes, sir.
again. Okay. Anyone else has any share that you want to buy, but you should know roughly the price of that particular share. Roughly, I'm saying, not exact. Roughly.
So 198.
Okay, 198. Say 200. We'll take it round figure.
Yes, sir.
So the price of Z Entertainment Limited is somewhere around 200 rupees. Agreed. Rohit, how many shares do you want to buy?
So 100.
100. So 100 into 200 is how much?
20,000.
So basically you need to have a cash worth 20,000 with you. Clear? Assume that Rohit has cash worth 20,000 with him right
Yes,
now,
sir.
and he wants to buy 100 shares of Z Entertainment Limited. It's also called as ZEAL. Okay, Z Entertainment Limited. Fair enough. Now, once Rohit has decided that he wants to buy shares of Z Entertainment Limited, he goes to his broker and his broker puts an order. Okay, so his broker puts an order, so the order has been punched into the system, and whenever the order is punched into the system, the first information who is going to get this order is the NSE will get the information that some person, okay, by the name Rohit, by the way, the name of Rohit will never come, a number will come to him. So some person by XYZ, okay, has put an order for 200 for 100 shares of a company called Z Entertainment Limited. The price of that particular share is 200 rupees per share. So this information NSE will be able to get it, right? So once NSE gets this particular information, okay, it will try to filter out at that time how many people have put an order for Z Entertainment Limited, and how many people have put an order to buy the shares of Z Entertainment Limited for a price of 200 rupees. So this is what NSE will first do the filtration. So once they do the filtration, they will come to know that probably Rohit is the only person who has put that order for Z Entertainment Limited. And once they get to know that Rohit is the only person, what does NSA do? They will pass on this particular information to NSCCL. Okay, so National Securities Clearing Corporation of India. They will get the first input that Rohit has put that order. Fine. Now, once NSCCL gets the order, okay, the NSCCL comes into picture and they will start acting very quickly. Now, what happens with NSCCL? What will NSCCL do? Is NSCCL will quickly pass on this information to the custodian. Okay. Now, who is a custodian? Custodian is a person who keeps the share with him in the form of a custody. That means the custodian is a person who keeps the position of the shares, or who keeps the record of the share, or who is physically holding that particular share. Okay, he is a custodian, right? So NSCCL will first put an order or check with the custodian, do we have 100 shares of Z Entertainment Limited, is what NSCCL will check with the custodian, right? At the same time, NSCCL will also inform the custodian that Rohit has paid 20,000 rupees. So this information will reach to the custodian that whether shares are available with custodian, okay, and if shares are available, money is already been transferred by Rohit of 20,000 rupees. This information will come to the custodian. Fine enough. Once this information comes to the custodian, what will custodian do? It will cross check with the bank. It will not believe NSCCL straight away. It will cross check with the bank saying that has Rohit really deposited 20,000 rupees in the account, is what they will check with the bank. Are you able to understand? In the meantime, till the time they get the information from the clearing bank, what does custodian do? They will put another order. They will say that we have 100 shares of Z Entertainment Limited, okay, and they will transfer these shares to depository to convert physical shares into electronic format. So the job of the depository is to convert shares, physical shares, into electronic shares. Okay, so the shares will be transferred from the custodian account to the depository account, and this particular depository will convert the physical shares into electronic shares and keep it ready for delivery. Clear? In the meantime, what happens once the depository converts the shares and keeps it into electronic format, they will intimate information that shares are available, shares are ready, and they are readily available in the electronic format. So this information will reach the NSCCL. Okay, so NSCCL is now confirmed that shares are available. In the meantime, clearing bank says that the custodian has put a record whether Rohit has paid the money. Okay, they have put a record, they have put a question that whether Rohit has paid the money in the account. So what will clearing bank do? Clearing bank will intimate NSCCL saying that Rohit has deposited the money and the money is available with us. So now NSCCL has got two informations. One, shares are readily available, that too converted into electronic format, and they are available. Next, money for that particular share is already been paid. Clear? So this information will be given to them. Next, what happens is, okay, we'll go to 8th point. NSCCL will give the confirmation saying that
NSCCL will give the confirmation that money for the 100 shares of Z Entertainment Limited is received in the clearing bank. This information is passed to the depository, and instead in point number 9, NSCCL will again inform clearing bank, since money has been received in our account, shares are going to be transferred to Rohit. Remember, they are saying shares are going to be transferred. They have still not transferred the shares. Clear? So this point number 9 is clear. Now, in the meantime, what happens? This particular depository will intimate the custodian saying that money has been received, shares have been converted into electronic format, everything is going as per rules and regulations. Okay, we are ready to transfer the shares. In the meantime, the clearing bank also gives a confirmation that money is received, and we have got the confirmation from NSCCL that shares are ready for transferring to Rohit. When all these 11 steps are completed, finally NSCCL gives a confirmation to NSE saying that everything is going as per procedure, money is received, shares are available, you can transfer the shares into Rohit's account. So shares leave this block and get transferred into Rohit's account. So this entire process is called clearing and settlement process. Clear? So till point number 9, it is the clearing system. Point number 10 and 11, we call it as the settlement system. Any doubts up to this particular point?
Sir,
Yes?
sir, you said if Rohit buys 100 shares, sir, but in NSCCL, when it confirms the custodians or CM, sir, they say that we don't have 100 shares. We are available only with
Okay.
80 shares, but
I got it.
Rohit
So
already
you mean
paid
to say Rohit put an
20,000,
order
sir.
for Z Entertainment Limited for 100 shares, whereas the shares available with the exchange are only 80. What about the remaining 20?
Yes, sir.
Is that your
But he
question?
has already paid the money.
Agreed. But shares are available, only 80 shares are available, whereas Rohit has paid money for
Yes,
100 shares.
yes, sir.
So
100,
Rohit
yes,
is
sir.
not able to get 20 shares, right? This is what your question is.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
please try to understand. Please try to understand that NSCCL is always acting as a counter guarantee risk mechanism. That means even if shares are not available for them, they will make sure that they will arrange shares from somebody and they will transfer those shares. Remember, there are custodians. I'll just take back once so that you will be able to understand. Remember, these are the custodians. So somewhere with some or the other person's shares will be available. See, these are huge companies. They hold a huge stock of shares. If it is not available with Citibank, probably it will be available with HDFC. If not with HDFC, ICICI. If not ICICI, definitely it will be available with at least State Bank of India, right? So they will just cross verify who has the shares. Probably HDFC has only 30 shares, HSBC has 20 shares, ICICI will have only 5 shares. Okay, Standard Chartered may have around 20 shares. So they will get all the shares from these custodians and they will make sure that the number goes to 100 and the shares get transferred. By chance, if shares are not available, only 90 shares are available by searching all these companies, there are two things that can happen. They will ask Rohit whether you need money for the remaining 10 shares that you have. We are not able to give you the 10 shares, so do you want the money back? Okay. If Rohit says yes, amount will be transferred immediately. If Rohit says no, I want those 10 shares, they will take one extra day and they will arrange shares for you and they will transfer the shares to you. So that is what is the job of NSCCL. So that's the reason it is called National Securities Clearing Corporation. If shares are not available with NSCCL, they will make sure that they will search in with the custodian, they will search in with the depository and make sure that the shares are been transferred to you. So that is how the mechanism works.
Okay, sir.
Any other thing?
Okay.
So these are the 11 points. This is the explanation for those 11 points that I have just mentioned to you. Okay, I explained to you in the form of a story, but this is how you need to write it. If I tell you the way it is there on this particular slide, you will definitely not be able to understand. That is the reason I had to make somebody amongst you as a buyer, okay, so that you will actually understand how the process works out. Clear? Now, I think this was the slide that was shown to you yesterday. We call it as T+2 day. Okay, so this concept of T plus 2, I will explain to you on Monday. Okay, because I have to tell you how the live market works, and only when we know what is the live market, then we'll be able to understand this settlement cycle. So I'll be stopping the class here at this point of time. If you have any doubts, quickly raise the doubts so I can solve it. Otherwise, we will stop the class here. Yeah, any doubts, please?
No, sir.
Okay. See, the reason I'm stopping here is I have to show you this on a live market. Okay, I have told you the time 9:55, 1:30, 3:30, 1:30, 10:30. Whatever I have told to you, I should be able to tell you on the live market, only not on a day when the market is not working, right? So this part we will study in the Monday's class or the next investment class. So all these things I'm going to tell you on Monday itself. Okay. So if there are no doubts, we'll stop the class here and see you on in the next class, that is tax class today afternoon. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.